All right, folks, what I want to show you out in the garden right now is crap. Hey folks, welcome back to A Warrior's Garden. It's good to see you back. So, as you saw in the intro, I tried to kill myself with my gardening stuff. And that has been an annoying factor of my urban garden from day one. I have a limited spot to store my tools and my gardening stuff. So today I'm going to cure that problem, and I hope you'll join me today as I show you how. So let's get on with it. Let's go see what we're going to do, and let's do this new project. So one of the dangers of going to one of those big mega membership warehouse stores, which I happen to have a membership for, with the intention of only buying toilet paper, laundry soap, stuff like that, is that you might see something that you say, man, I could really use that. I could really use that. And it's on a killer deal. That's exactly what happened to me today. So I found a cure for my gardening issue. It's kind of a cheap cure, cheapish cure, but I think it's going to work really well. So let me show you what I ended up buying and what we're going to work on today. So right here, you can see what I ended up buying from the membership warehouse store that ends with a C and ends with an O. And I'm really excited to try it out. It's the perfect size for a spot that I would like to put a shed that I can put my gardening stuff in. Now I'm really limited in my gardening space. Now you all have seen my garden multiple times now, and trying to figure out a place to put a shed in this thing is not that easy. Even in the backyard, I'm pretty limited. But with what I just showed you in the project we're going to do today, I have the perfect location. It fits exactly there. So right there, we're going to remove this stuff and build that shed. And I think it'll be really awesome. A lot easier for me to find a home for that stuff than to find that place for that shed. Because that spot right there that I'm pointing at, not you, but over there, is a perfect spot for that shed. And I think it's going to work out really well. So let's get with it. Let's see if we can build this thing and put a really awesome shed. Well, I hope it's a really awesome shed. I'm not endorsing this company. I've never tried them before. I bought it with my own bucks, and I'll let you guys know what I think. I'm going to do an honest review of how this thing works out, and then hopefully in a year we'll review it again and see how it's endured the scorching Phoenix, Arizona summers. Let's do it. Got it laid out. I tried to do an unboxing video. We'll see how it turned out because the lighting is not the greatest, but hopefully the video is good and you like it. So let me show you with it laying down on the ground and what we have. So here we go, all laid out. Parts, more parts. That skinny box right there was heavy as hell, man. I don't know what's in there. Some sort of metal, probably reinforcement. So pretty straightforward. It's all plastic, which I knew. My biggest concern is how this plastic is going to hold up to the Arizona sun. It says it's UV resistant. We'll see how long it's UV resistant for. So the first thing I'm going to have to do is move all this stuff. That's not going to be fun. That's easy. That's heavy. It's got a bunch of wet compost in it. We've had a lot of rain. It's gotten inside, and so bear with me while I struggle with it. Okay, so now I'm going to clean it up a little bit and prepare the site. I mean, biggest thing I want to do is make sure it's level, and then we'll go from there. It's already got a lot of gravel here. I can't do much about the fact that the water runs around through here, but it's plastic. I don't think it's going to be a problem. We'll see. And I apologize for all the debris I have out here. I just trimmed my grapevines and my moringa. So that's all laying here. I'm letting it dry a bit, and then I'm going to chip it. So one thing I'm going to use is a piece of old wood flooring. The reason is I'm going to use it as a level to put my level on. And these are really straight and flat, so it'll work for now. It's a kind of a poor man's construction level. So it's really slanted that direction, but kind of figures because the grade is supposed to run the water that way. So much better. We're going to go with that. I tried to level as best I can and compact the site. That area of my yard, this whole yard actually, the ground is pretty tough. We're on the bottom of an old lake bed, and beneath the soil, not very far away, is called caliche soil, which is like concrete. So with that, the thick layer of gravel that was put here for decoration, and well, my 200 plus pounds stomping on it, hopefully that'll be enough. I don't expect a problem. You might have to site prepare better if you do one of these, but that should be good enough for what I want to do. I'm not going to be living in it. It's just going to be storing my garden stuff. So first in these instructions, grab all these parts and start putting them together. I'm not going to bore you with this. You're just going to watch me do it. It's important to note on these tubes I just put in here, they have a notch in the end. The other ones do not. So you have to make sure you get the right tube. First bag I'm using is bag GMI. I'm already pulled the stuff out, but it has all the stuff for the doors. So the socket it requires is 7/16, so that's what I'm going to use. So I'm not going to tighten it up all the way yet because I may have to adjust it for when the doors are together to make sure they latch correctly, but it's on there. So the next part they have going in is the left side channel. One thing I'm having to do is get these screws in. I'm having to punch a hole in it with this little awl so I can get them started. So one thing I'm going to have to do, I thought these holes were so I could access these. Apparently not. So I'm going to have to tighten this up now. Otherwise, I'm not going to be able to get to them. So let's tighten these up first. Very careful if you're using one of these that you don't strip that out. It's just plastic. So I'm being real gentle with it. Now we're going to put on the deadbolts to go on the top and the bottom. Okay, so I wish I would have thought about this 10 minutes ago, but you know, it's a garden shed, it's going to get dirty, but my knees are getting wet and dirty, and I'd like to keep it clean during the build process, so, well, better late than never, I suppose. So, yeah, use the box. So the next bit is for the right door. We're going to put this in the right orientation. It goes through a square hole somewhere over here. Alright, I see it. But the key is, see these holes here? You want to make sure they line up with these holes here. Right there. So like this. But it's got to go down through, I guess from the other side. Yep, right there. Down through there. So you want to make sure you get it right first time. A little bit awkward, especially since I'm trying to do it so you guys can see me. Okay, I'm trying to get it started. Ah, there we go. They said leave it out about 2 inches. So that's what I did. And the reason you want to leave it out about 2 inches, this needs to go up here. And you need to be able to hold on to this. There you go, put it. There we go. All good. Now we're going to put this part on. So this is the next bag right here, HNU, and I already got the floor laid down. I might have to level a little bit more. I'm not liking how it looks, but we'll see.
The next day.
Hey folks, so I got this thing finished. I had to give up last night. Got too dark, too cold, and too wet. So yeah, I kind of wimped out, but you know, it's Arizona. What can I say? So today I finished it up and it turned out pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. Let me show you. Here's the finished product. Fits perfectly in my corner. One of the things I like is, so because of our HOA, I can't have any structures sticking up above that wall. So this is the perfect height right there. And yeah, it turned out really good. I'm really happy with that thing. Just a few things to note. I'm going to open it up. So right here, when you put these in, you got to make sure it curves in. The curve goes in. Okay. It doesn't clarify that. I had to figure that out myself. Same with these shelf units here. The curve goes in. All right. But overall, I mean, it went together pretty straightforward. Has hook mounts for tools and a shelf. The shelf has a steel bar under here that gives it some form, some support. I do worry when it's 115 out here how this plastic will hold up. But we'll see. Hopefully it'll be just fine. Hopefully it won't be an issue. But yeah, pretty cool. The other recommendation I have is when you go to build this thing, make sure that you build it out away from the wall or wherever you're putting it. Because honestly, I had to get around that thing multiple times to get it together. And then I had to move it back into place. And the other thing is, they recommend 2 people to help put the roof on. I didn't have 2 people. I did it myself. But the problem is you got to hold this down. So I ended up putting weight up here. I put a bunch of bricks and stuff, and that worked really good. Well, I hope you got something out of this. I hope you enjoyed it. I think it's going to add a lot of value to my garden, which I am looking forward to. Give me a place to store stuff and free up some room that I need. Thank you for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and keep on gardening, man.